Are you looking for a hipster build? Do you want a build that is so goddamn hipster that even your random Alrion rotation party will notice it? But you still want it to be able to clear endgame content and be hardcore viable? Well, fear not, pantless hobo, cause I got you covered. With Resolute Technique, Elemental, Split Arrow, Totems. And I know what you're thinking. How is he doing elemental damage with Split Arrow? How does he use Totems with a bow? And why the hell is he not playing crit? I will answer all those questions and more in this video. So how do I do elemental damage with Split Arrow? Remember those adds elemental damage rolls that can block your item's useful prefixes? Well, turns out if you stack enough of those, you can actually scale them into a proper source of damage. So for this build, get as much as you can of those on your rings, amulet, quiver, gloves, and of course your bow. Also get as much attack speed as you can, because more attack speed means more dakka. This is especially true for your bow. Get one with high attack speed and either 3 elemental damage rolls or 2 elemental damage rolls and increased weapon elemental damage. Or as we professionals call it, WED. Oh, about WED. You want that on every piece, except gloves. Get it on your bow, get it on your quiver, get it on your rings, get it on your amulet. You can craft it on your boots, your helmet and your chest piece if you want to, but the roll kind of sucks, so it isn't as important. WED gets better the more added elemental damage you have to scale with it, and the more WED you have, the better added elemental damage gets, so you want kind of a good balance between the two. And if you are a cheap ass motherfucker like me, your gear for this build might look something like this. Even with budget gear like this, the build reaches about 10k tooltip DPS without charges per totem, and we have 2 totems. Not bad for a non-crit build that sits at almost 6k life as well. So how do I use totems with a bow? Well, that's easy, we use range attack totems.
But you said that build is gonna be viable, and range attack totems suck.
Oh really? Well, let's have a look at the gem, shall we? It has less attack speed and less damage and okay, well that actually sounds pretty shit to be honest. It still works because Split Arrow is so OP, it doesn't even matter what you do with it. So your gem links are Split Arrow, WED, faster attacks, chain, range attack totem, and slower projectiles. In that order. Yes, that means using range attack totems with less than a 5 link is not recommended. If you find yourself lacking single target damage, you can have a second setup with Rain of Arrows, WED, faster attacks, range attack totems, concentrated effect, and faster projectiles. This setup works pretty well on the 4 link as well.
But totem builds are so boring.
Well, in that case, you have to run a setup with Frenzy, GMP, Curse on Hit, and a curse of your choice. And as this build has no increased Frenzy charge duration whatsoever, keeping up those charges should prevent you from falling asleep. Now for the last question. Why not go crit? Well, we don't really have enough passive points to go crit. All the good bow and projectile nodes are on the right side of the tree, while all the good elemental and totem nodes are on the left side of the tree. We start our passive tree off by going directly for Ballistic Mastery and then for this jewel socket. This is where we put our first Static Electricity unique jewel. This jewel adds lightning damage to our attacks for each dex point allocated in a large area. Next, travel to the Duelist area to grab some more attack speed, projectile damage, life, and mana if you need it. Into this jewel socket we put our second Static Electricity unique jewel. Next, go straight for Resolute Technique and pick up life nodes on the way as you see fit. Get the life and elemental damage from the Templar area before going for Ancestral Bond. Go get the Sovereignty and Charisma clusters right after so you can start running Wrath and Anger. You can also run Clarity for easier mana sustain. After you've done that, grab the remaining life and damage nodes as you see fit. Try buying your jewels from sad people. Using a Regal Orb on a totem plus life jewel and getting attack speed makes people really sad, but it makes us very happy. For leveling this build I recommend these uniques. Stormcloud is completely overpowered, equip it at level 10 and use it until you can get a better bow, which is Probably not gonna happen before fucking level 50 or even level 60. As you will be using this bow for quite a long time, you might as well get one with really good rolls. Use the 2 unique jewels in the sockets as shown before. And use Prism Weave for as long as you can get away with not having life on your belt. Now you know how to become a hipster in Path of Exile, and hopefully get all the attention from random people on the internet that you so desperately need. Build guide and passive tree can both be found in the video description below. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I also stream gameplay of this build and others on twitch.tv/ItsYoji.